Hail, brothers and sisters! My name is Captain Meatshield, and welcome back to Attack on Factorio. I am down here in Central, where I've just put the last 5 steam engines in. The system still isn't quite laid out as... well, it's not mirroring the left-hand side. This one's all spaced out a little bit more. Which will get sorted in the meantime. Well, it will get sorted when I have an opportunity to do so. But what do we need to be doing today? This little electric pole. One little electric pole can go in there, because I don't want it. Along with the steel furnace that I picked up. Heavy armor can go in there as well, I think. I've got an awful lot of stuff that I don't really need to be carrying around. I think, anyway. Don't really need wood anymore. Oh god, I've got so much stuff. I could probably do with clearing things out a bit. But I need to figure out what I need to do with today's episode. So a quick look at the map shows that pollution is heavy, absolutely bloody everywhere, which is unsurprising. How's the oil tank doing? The oil tank is looking pretty drained. How are things over in Fracture then? Fracture still has quite the supply of oil. We've got 12 tanks that have all got 7.3 thousand litres, pints, I don't know. Would you like a pint of oil? Oh yeah, Gov, go on, give us one. But I don't know what I am going to be doing. Processing unit production is something that I should probably sort out. But the thing with that, and I think a lot of the stuff that I've got to deal with in Fracture is that now that we've got oil tankers, Fracture could probably do with being rebuilt, or at the very least having a separate station for oil trains to go to. Which I could build off of this new line that we're starting to draw up this way. That's going outside the Tier 1 wall. And I do need to go down and rename this smelting district, actually, because I think I've got a name for it. One second, I'm gonna check. Well, there is a name suggestion for the new smelting district, and the coal here has finally run out. The last miner has just given up. He has given up the goose. So we're gonna tear up all of this infrastructure before we head down to the new iron smelting, and we'll rename that. Ugh, just run down here on foot. Fuck. Why have you got no path? Where are you trying to go to? Turing Sands East. Why are you trying to go to Turing Sands East? What is stopping you from going? Oh, you haven't got a chain signal here. That's an issue. Where do you go else? Where else do you go? Oh, you go up to Atelier. Right, okay, that might explain why we're not getting science stuff made. Whoops. Okay, we now have a name for this place. I give you the iron smelting district of Nielsenby. And that was suggested by Ferium Draconum. I do think I pronounced that correctly. I think, I'm not sure, but it is a name of the name of somebody that I know in real life who was suggested. Several other names for districts like Turing Sands and Malachite Junction, and I think it's a rather good name. It does have something to do with smelters, and I can't remember what it was. I did look it up on Wikipedia, but for the life of me, I can't remember what it was. But there we go. New Iron Smelting District has a name, which is awesome. I'm just hoping that the coal all the way up here is going to get burned through fairly quickly, so that it's starting to get there. I need to finish tidying up these belts, because I've got 2 of them that aren't doing anything. But, you know what they say, never fucking mind. Next on the list, we should probably sort out a station for oil, for oil-based stuff, because I need to get various different liquids put into trains, and then they can be sent off elsewhere. So let's drag these rails up. And we'll bring in another station out alongside the opposite side of Fracture. And then once that is in place, we can start looking towards getting things like processing units set up. Because once we can get that going, we can really deck the power armor out properly, and it's going to be glorious. Although we are suffering on petroleum. Why are we suffering on petroleum? Is it an issue with... What is it with an issue with? Why is the heavy oil not showing up in the network? Where's my green wire gone? Are you not connected to this circuit network? There we go. Now you should start farting out some stuff for me. And I could probably do with... Oh, I need some steel for that. You, mate, you've got steel in you. Stay there. Stay there. I'm coming. Ooh, hello, train. Nice to see you. I'm going to set up some more heavy oil cracking so we can get a bit more light oil on the go. Along with various other things and stuff that we need. Alright, that should be good. That should help out with getting more light oil pumped into all this stuff. And then, consequently, more petroleum gas into everything else. Oh, we'll get there one day. Right, so, let's bring a little train thing out this way. This probably won't need to be particularly long, because I think I'm going to make my fluid trains just one... just one carriage long. And one thing that's interesting with the fluid wagon is... I don't know if I showed this off in the Megabus series. I do need to go and grab some engines so I can get a train on the tracks, which would be handy. But let me just show you what you can do with the fluid wagons. So, as this currently stands, this is one huge tank, and this will hold 75,000 arbitrary units. Ooh, someone's being attacked. That's fine. Never mind. But if I flick these, they separate. And each one of these little pods, or each one of these little tanks, will be a separate entity, and it can contain... you can contain up to 3 different fluids in one fluid wagon, which I think is a really neat little mechanic. So what we may do is we may have one per container, as opposed to having all 3 of them filling up with one liquid, with one fluid, because that's a bit much, and I don't know how I'm going to be transporting fluids around at the moment. The only ones that are going to need to go anywhere are probably going to be sulfuric acid, petroleum, and lubricant. They're the only ones that are really going to need to go anywhere until maybe if I set up the heavy weapons district, where I will be producing like flamethrower ammunition, that will require heavy and light oil. So we'll worry about that when we get to it, but for now, should be fine. Oh, you're full of junk, aren't you? Well then. Okay. Let me grab a couple of train wagons. Just need 2 of these. 2 of these, thank you. I don't know if I need anything else right now. Hope that there's no trains on the tracks getting in my way. No, we're good. Woo! Spin around. Alright, let's slide in this little socket. Boop. I'll just pull you off the tracks. Right, that is going to be big enough for a single train. Good. In fact, I may make this long enough for 2, just so that I can have like a waiting area. Because that's a good practice to get into. So this is going to be an interesting scale of station. Yeah, that's definitely more than enough space for 2 trains. So we'll put a signal here. And I've just realised that because of the way I do my stations, I'm going to need another line coming back out this way. That should still be enough space for a train to sit and wait. Oh, right. That should work out quite nicely. Right, I'm just gonna... I think I'm only gonna go with the 1 platform for now, so... Smoothie Laxness. What a fantastic name. I like it. You're gonna be Fracture Oil. Yeah, that works fine. And do we want to give you like a liquidy colour? No, I'm just going to make you black. I'm not able to specify what fluids go into this. Like, I can't reserve spaces on the wagon like I can with a regular cargo wagon. So I'm trying to figure out how I should do this. Right, let's think about what I need for processing units, just to start with. Processing units, I need sulfuric acid. So sulfuric acid needs to come up this way, maybe once it's all done with batteries. So let's bring you out as far as we can. And we'll send you up this way. Ooh! That's a good amount of distance. Awesome. Right. I don't think there's a way I can actually kind of circuit network this or tell it what fluids it should be drawing. So, for now, this is going to be exclusively for sulfuric acid, and we're going to separate that so that it's just the one wagon here that is going to be getting any. And there we go. We are getting sulfuric acid on this train. It's filling up really rather quickly as well, which is good. Okay, so you fill that guy up, and I need to figure out where I want to put my processing unit district. Because it's not just going to be building processing units, it's going to be building all of the modules as well. Which means we can finally make a start on doing stuff with modules, which is going to be good. I need to find my plans for it, actually. Give me a sec. Now, one thing I had noticed, just now, looking at my plans, is I designed this district with chemical plants to produce sulfuric acid, meaning that I hadn't taken into account the fluid wagon. So I might reverse this, just for now, because silly meat shield is silly, and what we might do is we might just set up a train, because I deliberately had the sulfur go into a passive provider. Although that is hogging up all of the stuff is going into the actual tanks for sulfuric acid right now. So what could we do? Okay, I got an idea. Let's rig you up to this chest. You are only going to draw out when sulfur is greater than 100. So build up a supply of sulfur before you feed the sulfuric acid. And what are you waiting on? You're waiting on iron. Okay. So now we got that sorted. That makes things a bit easier. Right, I'm going to go and scout a location. I'm going to find what I need, and we're going to start setting things up. Alrighty dokie. I need these. And I need chemical plants. Do I have chemical plants being made? I do! Lovely! Yeah, give me 10 of those. That'll do. We're still not getting the materials needed for making mining drills, which is a bit of a problem. It's not the iron well, it is the iron. It's the iron in the form of gears that's causing issues now. But I need to go and get some belt stuff, so a trip down to Beltway is needed. Let's go and grab as much of the logistics stuff as we need. Ooh, this is going to be a tight squeeze. Come on, get through it. Yes! Haha! Expert driving, unlike usual. Ooh, can clear up all of this stuff as well. Here we go. A lot of that stuff around Trostria has now been cleared out. I'll probably come around and start sorting out the solar panels around these tracks well, at some point. I don't know when, but it'll happen. I need to start sorting out all of this uranium stuff as well, which will be a reason we'll have to put the sulfuric acid onto trains. But it can wait for now. Right, okay. Probably pick up some rails. Struggling on stone at the moment. And how's the mining going over here, actually? Because I haven't checked out all of this stuff in quite a while. I mean, the coal is going nowhere anytime soon. The iron is starting to diminish a little. We got a few miners that are out, just a handful. But nothing's really been bothered too much over here. I mean, there is a massive wall protecting everything, so that's fine. Right, where do we want to go and build this? I'm thinking somewhere over this way. I think that would be good. Oh, we've got so much room to work with. But this district is probably going to be fairly big. So I'm just going to plonk down some rails. And let's see. We'll make this a vertical station. Why the hell not? Alright, signals all in place. Fantastic. Right, now we've got something to work with. And I think we're going to start by expanding over to the west. Now, we need... how many belts? We need one coming back towards the station. And then the rest of them need to be going off 1, 2, and 1, 2. Okay. Let me get to work. This is a rather confusing build. I haven't looked at this one in quite a while. I'm trying to remember what I was doing with these belts. I think the way I set this up was because I'm going to be building the modules off of all of this as well. So we've got 2 belts of green circuits, 2 belts of red circuits, and then this one, the output for the blue circuits, is going to be going split off one way towards the train station, because I have other locations that will need processing units. And then the other belt going the other way is going to lead off towards the module production. So this is all rather confusing. It'll be good when it's done, trust me. One thing I didn't think of with this location. I need water! Actually, I could probably... Oh, it's going to be a long way to pump it. But that might be my only option. The nearest water elsewhere is all the way over by Central. Didn't think about that one. I'm sure it's fine. I say with an air of confidence. I'm sure it's fine. Yeah, it's fucking fine. Right, for the time being, this is set up for processing unit production. I do need to get a train set up, and we need to get water pumped up for the sulfuric acid, and we need to get sulfur brought up here as well. So that's another thing. So I suppose inserters in here, and then a belt going along here. Ooh. This is a fun one, isn't it? I know I get all sarky and dejected whenever I say, oh, this is fun, isn't it? This is fun. I do enjoy myself with this sort of stuff. I'm not just being miserable. I'm being miserable for the sake of being miserable. That's what I'm doing. Right. Oh, God. What the hell did I do with this? This is the design I came up with for doing modules. Look at that mess. It should work. I fucking hope so, anyway. Oh, wow. Okay. I may leave... Oh, I was going to make a blueprint of that one anyway, so... That could be something to do in... Like, when the opportunity arises. I think what I should do for now would be get the processing units actually in production. So we'll connect the rails up, and we'll get something brought over to power everything. Do I have any substations left? I do! Lovely! Plonk you round about there, mate. Yeah, lovely. So I need to go and connect these rails up, and then I need to get a train on the line. Oh hum. Let's get on with it. Okay, Thatcher now has sulfur loading, which is a good start. Oh god, the sulfuric acid is drained really fucking low though. Let me pull all these batteries back. Forget how massive the amount of bloody batteries stack to. It's a bit ridiculous, and I think plastic can probably shut down a little bit as well. Which is probably why we're going through petroleum so much, just leaving the chests unrestricted. Well, it can be good at times, sometimes not so much. Probably a good idea to let things build up a little bit so that the petroleum can get back in check. And, oh dear, we are draining through all of the oil supplies again. Right, we need a new oil depot, I think. Where's going to be next? We've got a couple of little patches inside the walls, but it's not much to work with. So we might have to venture back out into the wilderness. Oh, there's a nice load over there. Quite a few of them, all in one little area. So maybe that can be a good spot for it. Where's this one down here? No, I think these three combined are going to be phenomenal. But then there's all these ones up here as well. Oh, there's so much to choose from! And power! Yeah! That's what I like to see! Now, let's get a train on the tracks. Come here, actually. Let's put down a station for you. And then you will just click straight onto the bloody station. In the right spot. Nope, that one. Okay, I've got a lot of coal in the car. So I'll give you a stack of each, or a stack in each, and we'll set up your cargo. So, we want maybe 2 stacks worth of sulfur, just on the off chance that you'll grab more than enough. And then we want a buttload of electronic circuits. And then the rest can be advanced circuits. Probably more than District 14 is going to be able to provide you, but we need a lot. We can fine-tune things at a later date. So, what is this station called? Glubo. Okay, Glubo. First off, you're going to go up to... well, Glubo will be your first stop. I'll leave you at that. And then you can go to Turing Sands West. Down to District 14. Oh, actually, no. Fracture South. And then to District 14 East. Oh. When are you going to make time for... Oh, actually, let's go to the refueling after that. Shall we? Refueling north. Yes, and actually we'll change Turing Sands West to Turing Sands East. No, wrong station. And in fact, I'm going to be a little more sensible about all of this. I think that's a bit more reasonable. Because otherwise we're going to completely kill the entire bloody place. So, you head on to your next station. Come back with the stuff that we need. And I will sort out the unloading. So, I want sulfur. Actually, we'll do sulfur on the interior. We need iron for sulfuric acid as well. Should have thought of that. I didn't think of that. That was a daft move. You are a wizard. How is our train getting on? He's in Fracture South right now. Full of the stuff that we need. For the time being, anyway. With the exception of iron. Which we'll sort out when he gets back, I guess. Right. I'm trying to make sure that all of these belts are going to be balanced. And I can't remember which side the inserters are going to drop things. So I'm just kind of messing about with things at the moment. I probably just need the train to come back for me. But it should be on its way soon. Oh, refueling, you only need to be there for 5 seconds. Remember that. Good. Head back to Glubo. Glubo needs you most. Alright, what do we got? Actually, that works really quite nicely. I think. Right, you stop here for a minute. So I need to faff about with your load. Right, shall we just give you like 5 stacks of iron? That should be fine. Yeah, nice. And once you've gone to refueling, before you come back to Glubo, you can go to Nilsonby South. And be on your way, my child. Oh yes. Oh yes, all we are missing now is the iron and water, which is another thing that I need to sort out. I should have probably not enough iron to make enough pipes. God, Nilsonby is loaded with iron. It's amazing. I can't wait for Vickersville to catch up to this level. Okay, we have a pipeline that is running from this patch of water all the way up to the new processing unit district. Everything is in place. All we need now is just for some iron to come through, we can start producing some sulfuric acid, and we will finally have processing units in production. It has been a long time coming, and I have actually overrun on this episode by a few minutes. I want to wait for the train to show up. He's in District 14 now, so refueling, then Nielsenby. Oh, this is good. I am excited, and I could probably do with expanding the red circuit production in District 14. I can put another... Ooh, how many? 4 assemblers there that the copper wire production will support. Just realised I hadn't finished piping all this water through. Don't mind me. I'm doing things properly. Why are you not getting water? You... Half of you aren't getting water. Why is this? Oh, here he comes. Here he comes. Yes, give me some iron. I want to see these processing unit facilities flare into life. Oh, yeah. Oh, it's finally fucking happened. And sulfuric acid, a little bit build up in here. And there we go, processing units. Ah, that's a nice sight. They are not going to be getting produced particularly quickly at this rate. But it's enough. It's enough for the time being. As I've said multiple times, this is not a factory that is going to be built for mass efficiency or anything. But I'm going to wrap this episode up here because it has gone on a little bit longer than intended, and I'm glad to leave it on a high note, to be honest. You know, we've got processing units produced, the highest level of computer chip that you can make in the game. Unless you count modules, they're kind of chip, you know, computer chip sort of things. But they serve a very different purpose. These are an intermediate product. But I blathered on for a little while, and finally got something done. It's awesome. I feel accomplished. So I'm going to leave this episode off here and just say thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video and you want to see more Let's Plays or metal covers from me, you can check out the playlists that are on the channel, and you can follow the links in the description below to follow me on social medias. But thank you again for watching this video, and I will catch you all very, very soon. This is Captain Meatshield, signing off.
Remorseless Norsemen swim ashore. The eastern coast belongs to us no more.
Oh, hello. Will you help me? I was looking for a canteen and took a wrong turn. What?